with long life. There's some things that you have to do. And the first one is obeying God's commandments. And peace shall they add to thee. Is there anybody in here that wants some peace?
Amen.
Raise your hand. Let me see. Well, you know, peace comes with obedience. Sometimes we don't want to obey rules and regulations. I don't know an organization in this world that can function without some rules. When I was growing up, and I'm from Newark, New Jersey, or as they would say back then, New Jersey. You know, you're from New Jersey?
I grew up there.
New York.
You grew up in New Jersey? What part?
Asbury Park.
Ah.
Oh, you might know some of my friends down there. But anyway, I confess that I was mischievous. I got so many whoopings. Oh, y'all don't know nothing about that. Because no, they didn't slap me on my hands, honey.
No, they slapped you back.
No. And what I said a few Sundays ago at our church, I said, every whooping I got, I deserved it. And then some. Because I used to think that my mama had eyes in the back of her head. And back in the day when I was growing up, there were not a lot of telephones. But for some reason, when I got home, that lady looked like she had something that could get to her some information. Because there were some things I just didn't want to obey to. And I'm sure that there are many of us sitting in here today have things that we just don't want to knuckle down to. My mother told us when she was whipping us, and I got whipped with a big spoon. I got whipped with a ironing cord. I got whipped with a lamp cord and whatnot. See, because back in those days, they didn't call it abuse. Because my baby brother told my mother, after we got older, said if they had child abuse rules back in those days, that she'd still be in the prison today. But it was to help you to understand elements of life. That's why I have some problems these days with people saying that you shouldn't whoop your child. You're not supposed to abuse your child. But there's nothing wrong with putting a little dust on the backside. Because the Bible does say if you spare the rod, you're going to spoil that child. Now, the interesting thing that I've found over the years is they won't let you beat your child, but they'll beat the child. It's interesting how the dynamics of things have changed, because many of our parents always knew how to deal with disobedient children. So it's saying here that if you want to have long days and long life and peace, shall these commandments add to thee. It says, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck and write them on the table of your heart. I used to try to get away with things, and I'm sure there are many of us in here who try to get away with things. But I found out it's easier to obey than it is to disobey. And it wasn't because I was afraid of getting whooped or anything else like that. Somewhere along the line, the light came on. And I found out that if I just did what I was told to do, life would be much easier. And it's my feeling today that there are some of you that may be struggling with the idea of obedience. Either to God or to man, to the church or somebody. Because there's a spirit in man that doesn't want to walk the walk. And we've all been there, so it's not about criticizing anybody. It's dealing with the realities of life. Some of us have a high desire to succeed. Some of us don't like the plight that we've been dealt. You can overcome anything with the grace of God. He says, take mercy and truth and bind them about thy neck. It says, write them upon the table of thine heart. And having spent 31 years in the military, I tell you, I've seen some boys and girls come and go who did not want to abide by the rules. And they would make up some of the most preposterous reasons for not obeying the rules. Now, they knew when you came in the military that you were going to have to do some abiding of some rules that you didn't like. I used to tell them, guys, so you may not like the rules, but they're there for a particular reason. And the reason was we had a mission to fulfill. And you can't have people going out on a mission and not obeying the rules. But people try to do that, and they blame the military for it instead of looking in the mirror and blaming themselves. Then you had the sneaky type. They always thought that they were going to be smarter than everybody else. And somehow or another they wouldn't be able to catch up with them. But guess what? Down the line, it caught up with them. If you're in any way struggling today with the obeying of the rules, you need to take an introspection and say, why am I having that difficulty? And then it becomes the blame game, where everybody is wrong and you're right. Anybody been there?
Yes, sir.
Always somebody else. I thought I was the slickest liar in town. I could make up a lie quicker than anything else I know. Even as a little child. My mama, she was a disciplinarian in our house, would ask me, well, who did it? I don't know. Well, how did it get broke? Now, I blame one of my other siblings for it. We had a girl in our church, our early church. She blamed the floor for tripping her. So she was walking across the floor, and the floor came up and tripped her. As a little girl, you know what happens? If that spirit of lying gets in you, it's hard to get it